This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 28. He that hath no rule over his own city is like a city that is broken down and without walls. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach Double honors due to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. This is the brother Yeshaya, and this lesson is going to be, or this video is going to be about putting off rage and wrath. And first and foremost, if we're not being hypocrites, the things that we are putting out there in the atmosphere as far as teachable, lessons or whatnot, we should be implementing ourselves. So this is first and foremost to me. And I know, that I'm a brother that I have dealt with, rage, wrath, anger, especially, when alcohol is involved. Okay, because the scriptures say that wine a mocker. Yeah, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 1. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. So there you go. Okay, that just shows you, I forgot that it was in the Proverbs, but that just shows you, especially if you have like, so-called anger issues. Well, I don't think they're really anger issues. It's just some people are wired different, and you just have to control it. Like, I watch, I delve into, I forgot his name, Hashimashimishu, Matsumitsu, something like that. He's an old ancient samurai. Well, not ancient, going back a couple hundred years, but he was into, samurai lifestyle. He was an artist, he was a philosopher, but he was a warrior. And he was basically he believed in stoicism, and you can have that burning urge in you, and you just gotta learn how to control it. I forgot it was a movie. They said you have something that nobody has, and that's rage. Oh, he was talking to Leonidas, I think. It was 300. It was one of the 300s. But anyway, yeah, man. Just control it. All right. It's in us, especially as Judites, but you just have to control it and put it to use in a positive way. All right. And this goes right into Proverbs 25 and 28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So you don't want to be a city that's broken down and you get besieged easily, or the neighbors will think you sweet, and who's the neighbors that think that or who's the ones that want to infiltrate us to overthrow us, right? These demons, man. Okay, the wiles of Satan. Okay, these thoughts. Okay, these demons. We are at war in spirit with spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, and if you have your guard down for any second, man, you can get got, especially behind that bottle. Now, the Lord has mercy on certain brothers, man. Especially, I know He has mercy on me because man, it's been certain situations where I put myself in that I should have been done, man. Like, but the Lord, chastened me, made me look in the mirror and really, understand the message and not just not understanding and keep doing what I shouldn't be doing, man. And I know that if I go down that road and keep going down that path, man, that the Lord's mercy is gonna dry up. It's not gonna be there anymore, and I'm not gonna let that happen. But just saying, man, if anybody is dealing with that, just let that shit go, man. Especially if you get angry when you drink. But Romans 12 and 9, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So that's why, we ain't, cause we ain't on E head like that, okay? AKA, uh slapping our managers at the job when they, talk disrespectful to us, or go around, and like the like the KKK did, and just a whole bunch of Judah. Hey, that's coming though. The Lord's gonna put the spirit on certain Jake to do that, but that's not for us, man. Okay, the scriptures say that we are to turn the other cheek, which is we gotta let wickedness happen, man. Okay, we see moles walking down the street all the time. You don't think brothers want to lob their head off their fucking neck? Of course. But we can't do that because what? You will be in jail, Jake. Behind them four walls, man. Three hots in the cot, and we got a job to do. We can't be in jail. So that's why, you got to let wickedness do what it do. Okay, we going to get mad. The scriptures say, be angry and sin not. Let's see. Be angry and sin not. Is that first? Let's see. Cause you're gonna get angry, man. You had certain men of the Lord that got angry with each other. Okay, and they had to be separated. I think Peter and the Apostle Paul had to be separated. So you're gonna get angry, man. Okay, that's not it. But let's see. Is that Psalms? Psalms 37. All right, bear with me. Ephesians 4. Ephesians 4 and 26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. So when you really, you're angry, you're mad, that really does something to your spirit. Okay. Now, of course, now I'll see if when we're in battle and there's a rage that come over you, that's the zone. But we're not in battle 24/7. We're in battle with Satan and his minions, but we're not in battle with our wife. We're not in battle with our kids. We're not in battle with brothers, man. All right, so just let that shit go. And I'm learning it myself. You gotta get outside of your own head, because when you're in your own head, man, it'll eat you alive, man. The scriptures say that a man's thoughts go deep. All right, a man's thoughts go deep. So man, there is no end to his thoughts, man. So, roughly paraphrasing. So, man, if you go down that rabbit hole in your mind, it's not gonna end, man. All right, you're gonna be thinking stuff, and then there's gonna be more thoughts, and then another thought gonna come, and then another. Man, just get out of your own head, and if you got a angst with a brother, say something to him. You know, um, and if it's not that serious, just let it go in your mind and let it go off your spirit. Some things don't even need to be addressed. But Ephesians 4 and 26, be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Okay. In the NLT, and don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. So there you go. All right. Especially, like I said, when you tie in that drinking, okay, with that anger, man, it never ends good, man. That's why it's not good to when you're angry or mad, go in the bottle. You go in the bottle, angry, mad. Nothing good come from that. Of course, give strong drink to him that man. That's talking about something else. Psalms 37:8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Okay, stop being angry. Stop being angry. Turn from rage. Do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm. There you go. Okay, don't lose your temper, man. It's only gonna lead to harm, man. Just keep it simple, man. Calm down, man. And like the beautiful elder brother, he just the Lord delivered him from a stroke. And when he was giving his testimony, before, he was saying basically he he was only thing he remembers before is that he was angry. Okay, he let anger control him. I guess somebody was in his driveway or something. Something happened, some road rage type of situation, I think. And he said he got angry, and then he started blacking out from there. And that was the Lord, telling him he got too angry. He overheated, And hey, we all get to them points, man. But we gotta, there's different avenues to chill out. You can go drink some water. First off, let's start drink some water. All right, chill out, breathing exercises, deep breaths in your nose, like it in your nose, out your mouth. You know, that come on, man. We got ways to battle anger and to defeat anger, man. James 1 and 19. First and foremost, prayer though. James 1 and 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. So the wrath of man, and I just read about the wrath of man. Wrath was not made for man. Okay, the Lord. Oh, I didn't even bring that out. Let me see. Wrath was not made. Yeah, it's in apocryphal. This is Sirach 10 and 18. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. So I misworded it, but furious anger of them that's born for a woman. So what? Why? How is Irvin Ashley's proud, man? Like you you're nothing to the Lord. We're nothing to the Lord, man. How the fuck we gonna get angry for what? The Lord, all anger belongs to the Lord for what we done did, for what Esau doing on this planet. What the hell we got to be angry about, man? All right. Of course, we got stuff to be angry about on the side. Don't get it twisted. All right. The scriptures say what? Um, be angry and sin not. All right. But yeah, man, we gotta let that shit go. Man, that's why we gotta get up out of these bodies, man. You know, this is a whole test. Everything is a test, man. 1 Corinthians 9 and 27. And it reads, "But I keep under my body and bring into it, Salaki, but I keep under my body and bring it into some subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." All right, so we have to, basically keep under our body, control our emotions, man, because your emotions can land you in a predicament that's hard to get out or it's possible to get out. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 9 and 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means when I have preached to others I should be a castaway. Okay. So, we don't want to be hypocrites in this thing, and we want to really keep, and that's part of being a man, that's part of being stoic, okay? Controlling your emotions, because what? Women are emotional. All right. You don't want to be a crash out, you don't want to be a hothead, you don't want to be someone that loses their temper early. The scriptures say um, don't dwell with the man that is quick to anger or something like that, quick to war or something like that. All right. So yeah. I think I had one more, and I'm gonna end it with this. Let's get the book of Colossians, uh, the third chapter and the eighth verse. And it reads, "But now ye are put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Let not one to another sin that lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds." So we're not supposed to lie, okay? We're supposed to, lying is evil. Right? Lying is wicked. Anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy. This is all certain things that are associated with other gods, okay, other cultures, all right, shit, Satan, okay. We're supposed to, fruits of the spirit, okay. Let's see if we can find that, fruits of the spirit. Here are the fruits of the spirit. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know why I didn't know that. Galatians, one of my favorite chapters. Galatians 5 and 22. Not Ephesians, Galatians. Come on, man. This is the book of Galatians chapter 5 and verse 22. "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." So there you go. These are the fruit of the Spirit. And the other, ones that I mentioned in Colossians 3 and 8, those are what? Bad fruits of you know, the flesh, pretty much. So I'm gonna end it with that. Lord willing, was edifying. I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors due to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace, blessings, and safety to you elect out there. Shalom.